Hello learners, I'm Cynthia Amwa, your Integrated Science Facilitator. Today, our topic is day and night. Day and night. Before we start our lesson for today, let's look at our assignments for the other time. Homework. 1. Explain the following methods of separating mixtures. Explain the following methods of separating mixtures. 1. Evaporation. Evaporation is used to separate a solid substance that has dissolved in water by use of heat. Example is salt and water. Evaporation is used to separate a solid substance that has dissolved in water by use of heat. Example is salt and water. Filtration. Filtration. Filtration is a process by which insoluble solids can be removed from a liquid by using a filter paper. Example is sand and water. Filtration is a process by which insoluble solids can be removed from a liquid by using a filter paper. Example is sand and water. 3. Sieving. Sieving. Sieving is the process of separating fine particles from the larger particles by using a sieve. Example is sand and gravels. Sand and gravels. Sieving is the process of separating fine particles from the larger particles by using a sieve. Example is sand and gravels. 4. Separating funnel. Separating funnel is used to separate two immiscible liquids depending on the differences in their weights. Example is oil and water. Oil and water. Separating funnel is used to separate two immiscible liquids depending on the differences in their weights. Example is oil and water. Today's lesson. Before we start the lesson, let's look at our objective for today. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to 1. Explain what causes day and night. Explain what causes day and night. Mention the 3 benefits of the sun to the living things. Mention the 3 benefits of the sun to the living things. Now let's start our lesson. Before we start the day and night, let's look at some facts about the earth. Some facts about the earth. So, the earth is not still, but rotates on its axis. So, the earth that we are on is moving. It is moving. The earth is not still. Let's look at the first picture. The earth is still, but the earth that we are on is not still, it is moving. It is moving. Let's look at the second picture. It is moving. So we have the North Pole and the South Pole. So the earth moves on its axis. Let's look at another fact about the earth. Rotation is the earth spinning on its axis. Rotation is the Earth spinning on its axis. So we have the North Pole and the South Pole. So the Earth moves on its axis, and we call it rotation. We call it rotation. So rotation is the Earth spinning on its axis, and we have the North Pole and the South Pole. The Earth is moving. Let's look at the Earth. It is moving, and it is spinning on its axis. Let's look at another fact. On the Earth, axis is the imaginary line through which the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. Axis is the imaginary line through which the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. So this is the Earth, and we have imaginary line on the Earth. Let's look at the globe. Let's look at the globe. Now we can see that the Earth, this is the axis. This is the axis. And we have imaginary line on it. So the Earth moves on its axis. The Earth moves on its axis. And we have imaginary lines on the globe. This represents the Earth. This represents the Earth. And we call it globe. And we have all the countries on it. So, axis is the imaginary line through the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. Let's look at another one. Now, another fact about the Earth is that the Earth takes 24 hours to make one complete rotation. The Earth takes 24 hours to make one complete rotation on its axis. So let's look at our watch. Let's look at it. When we say 24 hours, what does it mean? Now from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we have 12 hours. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we have 12 hours. Now from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., we have another 12 hours. So when we add, we get what? 24 hours. So the Earth takes 24 hours to make one complete rotation on its axis. I hope you are following the lesson. Very good. Let's go to another fact. The Earth rotates in anti-clockwise direction. The Earth rotates in anti-clockwise direction. Now when we say anti-clockwise, what do we mean? Let's look at our clock. Now our clock is moving in clockwise direction. The clock is moving in clockwise direction. Now when the Earth moves, it moves in the opposite direction of the clock. So we say it is in anti-clockwise rotation. Anti-clockwise rotation. Anti-clockwise rotation. So when the Earth moves, it moves in opposite direction to our clock. So this is what we mean by anti-clockwise rotation. So the Earth rotates in anti-clockwise rotation. So the question says, what causes day and night? What causes day and night? So let's look at what causes day and night. Now let's look at the picture. on our screen. Now this is the earth moving. The earth is moving. And we have the sun. We have the sun. Now the sun is always at one place. Since our forefathers were born, the earth is at one place and it has not moved. It's the earth that moves. So let's look at the sun. The sun is shining. It's at one place. And the earth is moving. Look at the rays of the sun. Look at the rays of the sun. The rays are pointing to the sun. Now the part that has the sun is the day. So those countries, the countries around that area, they have day. They have daytime. And we can see that those in the darkness is the night. The sun is not there, so they are in the night time. They are in the night time. So when the sun shines on the part of the earth, they have day. And the part that has no light, no sun, is the night. So the earth rotates on its axis. So the rotation of the earth on its axis causes day and night. Let's look at another one. Now we have what we do during the day. So we have day and night. There are so many things that we can do during the day and the night. Let's look at what we do during the day. Let's look at the picture on our screen. What are they doing? Look at the learners. What are they doing? They are learning, and the teacher is in front of them. They can all see everything in the classroom on the board. So it's daytime. You can see everything. So people learn at school during the day. People learn at school during the day. So this is what we can do during the day. Let's look at another one. Because there is sunlight, you can see everything. Look at the children. What are they doing? They are playing football. Because the sun is shining and we have daytime, they can do anything that they want. Look at them, they are playing football. So children play during the day. Children play during the day. It's not only football. You can play ampe, ludo, and so many games. This is what we can do during the day. Let's look at another one. What can you see, children? Look at it. This is a market. Now there is bright day. The sun is shining. You can see everything. You can recognize monies. You can recognize anything. So they are selling. Look at them, the markets. So people sell and buy at the market during the day because of the sunlight, and you can see clearly. Let's look at another one. Now what are they doing? They are reading. They are reading. Because of the bright lights, they can see everything. Farmers go to farm during the day because of the sun. They can see anything. They can see everything on the farm. And they can work and work very hard. Let's look at another one. What is the woman doing? Yes, she is washing. Because there is bright light, you can see everything in the clothes and you can wash it. So people wash their clothes during the day. People wash their clothes during the day. Let's look at what we can do during the night. So we can do during. Let's look at things we can do during the night. What can you see there? Say we listen to stories telling during the nights. In the olden days, they make fire and children sit on it to listen to stories. And nowadays too, people do it. So we listen to stories during the night. Let's look at another one. Yes. What can you see? They are at church. Some people go to church during the night, isn't it? Sometimes you also go to church with your parents in the night. So some people go to church during the night. Let's look at another one. What is the girl doing? She's writing, doing her homework. After school, you sit up in the night and do your homework. So students do their homework during the night. Students do their homework during the night. Let's look at another one. Now, what can you see? This is somebody's shop. Some people buy and sell during the night. Yes, during the night, they open their shops, and those who didn't come home on time go there to buy. So some people buy and sell during the night. Good. We also sleep at night to rest. After a hard day's work, we sleep and rest our bodies for the next day. So look at the girl sleeping. We sleep at night to rest our bodies. This is what we can do during the night. Now, learners, this is the benefits of the sun to human beings. The benefits of the sun to human beings. So let's look at the benefits of the sun to human beings. Let's look at it. What can you see? Yes, the sun dries our clothes. The sun dries our clothes. When you wash and you hang them on the lines for 2 hours, 3 hours, when you go and take your clothes, you see that it is very dry. Now what happens is the sun. The heat from the sun shines on the clothes and it gets dry. Now we use a process called evaporation. The water in the clothes evaporates in the sky and the clothes get dry. So the sun dries our clothes. Let's look at another one. The sun gives us vitamin D. The sun gives us vitamin D. Vitamin D is important for normal growth and development of bones and teeth. It also protects us against certain diseases. Now we get this vitamin D from the sun. In the morning, early in the morning, you can get this vitamin D. From 7 o'clock to 8:30, you can get this. You can go and stand in the sun or walk in the sun and you get this vitamin D for strong bones and teeth. So vitamin D is important for normal growth and development of bones and teeth. It also protects us against certain diseases. It makes our bones strong and our teeth. Let's look at another benefit of the sun. The sun gives us bright day. As we can see on our screen, look at the sun. It is shining everywhere and you can do whatever you want to do. Even when your needle falls on the ground, you can pick it because of bright day. So the sun gives us bright day. Let's look at another one. We have green plants. Use sunlight to prepare their food. Green plants use the sunlight to prepare their food. Green plants use the energy from the sun to prepare their food. And the process is called photosynthesis. Say it after me. Photosynthesis. So let's look at the sun rays. The sun rays is on the leaf and it is giving the leaf energy. And the plant uses the energy from the sun. It uses the green part of the leaf to prepare its food. The green part, called the chlorophyll, combines with the energy from the sun and the carbon dioxide and water to prepare its food. And after, the byproduct is glucose, that is sugar, and oxygen. And the oxygen, human beings use it during breathing. And the glucose can be the cassava, the orange, the plantain that we eat. So the green plants use the energy from the sun to prepare their food. So green plants use sunlight to prepare their food. And the process is called photosynthesis. Let's look at another one, the last one. Farmers dry their farm produce in the sun. Example, we have maize and cocoa. Let's look at the picture. What is the woman doing? She is spreading the cocoa seeds for the sun to shine on it and dry. So they don't want their cocoa seed to get rotten. If the water is in it, it will spoil, and their work will be in no avail. So they are drying it. This is cocoa. They can also dry maize, beans, groundnuts. So the sun helps farmers to dry their farm produce in the sun. An example is maize and cocoa. Maize and cocoa and other produce. Learners, you have done very, very, very well. Let's look at the summary of today's lesson. The summary of today's lesson. What have we learned in this lesson? What have we learned in this lesson? After today's lesson on day and night, we learned that the earth is not still but rotates on its axis, as we can see. The earth is not still but rotates on its axis, as we can see on our screen. It is moving. So as we are sitting down, we are all sitting down in our homes, offices, and everywhere. We are moving, but we can't see. Let's look at another fact. Rotation of the earth on its axis facing the sun causes day and night. So we can see. We have the night and the day, and the sun is at one place. The sun does not move. It's always at one place. And we have day and night as the earth moves. Let's look at another one. Benefits of the sun to us. Benefits of the sun to us. We saw that the sun dries our clothes. It dries our clothes. It dries our clothes. Let's look at another one. It gives us bright day so that we can see everything. Another one, it gives us vitamin D. It gives us vitamin D. It's used by plants to prepare their food. It's used by plants to prepare their food. Another one, farmers use it to dry their produce. You have done very, very well. Let's look at our homework for today. Our homework for today. What causes day and night? What causes day and night? Mention 3 benefits of the sun to the earth. Mention 3 benefits to human beings. What we get from the sun. You have done very, very well. You have done very well. Learners, until then, bye-bye.